Hello, Yakri here with another Warframe video. I swear the hardest part of making these things is actually having to turn off music and listen to myself for the entire duration of the video. I don't know how you guys put up with it. Anyway, I'm here to answer one simple question: what makes Atlas so great? Now, for the purposes of this video, I don't really need a particularly special testing environment, so I'm actually just going to go through some regular mission with Atlas and monologue a bit about why I like him, which to no one's surprise is going to have a lot to do with punching things. These are the two builds that I've actually worked out for him. I don't know if they're I would say this one's actually pretty solid. This is what I use for attempting like Sanctuary Onslaught, and this is my more general open world missions build, power strength being less important, of course, for Star Chart missions, simply because enemies just aren't tough enough. Your damage massively overwhelms them, so it's kind of a waste of space. The ability range doesn't do too much for him, but it does let you charge farther to hit enemies and punch them, so that's pretty cool. You could also increase duration if that's more your style. So, what is it that makes Atlas so great? I think it's a landslide, and I think it's not just landslide, but the particular way in which a landslide is designed and how it complements his whole kit. So, I tried making this video once before. It ended up being like 17 minutes of me like harping on about how much I love landslide, which is perhaps a little bit too much liking one single Warframe ability. So I'm going to try this again. Landslide is really cool. Because there are a couple sort of similar Warframe abilities, and Landslide is by far the best designed one. I don't know why they haven't mimicked it completely in every other case. But the combo window, right, is really amazing. And the rubble mechanic, the passive that interacts with Landslide is really amazing, in my opinion, right? So Landslide has the interaction with rubble, right? And that if he petrifies enemies, if Atlas petrifies enemies, and then you hit them with Landslide, they drop more rubble, and rubble is this good thing that can heal you or boost your armor, depending on whether you pick it up at full HP or not, right? That's very nice. And it's just a really kind of a great synergy, great combos kind of thing going on. This is my stats on it with mods. So what makes Landslide, what about this stuff that I'm mentioning makes Landslide so great? Well, the combo window, right? So it's an ability that developers know that you want to spam. They're going to make you spam this ability. So the combo makes it first cost half as much, and then 1/4 as much after you've used the ability twice. And that's just really, really good design, I think, for an ability that very well needs to be spammed, and for an ability you don't want to start off as too overpowering. So versus lower level enemies and stuff, is all you need with this ability. Just all you need is just one punch, and you can blow enemies away completely. And at higher levels, however, eventually they do start resisting your ability, and you can't make One Punch Man memes as easily. However, if you go to 3 punches, suddenly you're doing 4 times the amount of damage in 3 times the base radius. And that is substantially more damage on this ability, and that's in addition to the fact that you can stack up melee combo multiplier against opponents that can last long enough for you to actually build up melee combo multiplier against them, and this ability benefits from it. So it's kind of like a two factors that scale it up versus tougher opponents, and it's a really good balancing mechanic, because versus higher level enemies, you stop just obliterating them instantly, but you can still deal with them. They're harder to deal with, but you can still do it. That's a really great kind of place for Warframe abilities to be, as opposed to like being able to completely cheese things or not, as the case might be. So I really like how they have set that up. Also, the radius actually can get stupidly high. This is more of like me harping on about the power level of this ability, right? But the base radius increases from 2 meters to 6 meters, and depending on whether or not that's additive or not with melee weapon mods, that means that the base range is either like it has a cap of around like 20 meters, or if it's multiplicative, if it's additive, it has only about a base range of about 10 meters. I think it's additive. I'm pretty sure. But I could be wrong about that. It's not mentioned on the wiki, and I haven't been able to tell easily from my own testing. I don't have. I need a more powerful Riven than I do have to really get an obvious test result. So yeah, I'm not sure, but it's pretty good in any case. So I want to just let's see what build I'm on here. All right, this is like the Star Chart mission build. I'm gonna go show this off in a little mobile defense mission here, and Yeah, so there's a little bit more to what makes it awesome. Not too much, but a little bit. Let's take a look at this. Why don't I be nice to the people I get randomly grouped with? Grab a relic, or radiant relic. Okay, so yeah, so it's a really great ability, and I really like the augment mod for it. In particular, the path of statues that leaves behind a CC effect, because the augment actually combos with the base effect of the ability. It's not an add-on. It doesn't take the ability from shit to amazing. You know, it's not really mandatory, but it combos with it. Can't skip the cinematic. Really? This has been happening lately. I don't like it. But it does look cool to watch once in a while. Just, I'm not a very patient person. Anyway, so yeah, I really like how the augment works with his ability. It gives him some extra oomph in later level missions, and it's more what I want augments to be, rather than what they often are in Warframe. So yeah, okay. The mechanics of this ability feel really good, right? You leap forward, you slam your fist into people. It's got a very good quality animation. It's weighty, it's great. You know, I can't rave about it enough, right? Maybe I should have gone solo to have more enemies to shoot. I kind of like, you know, grouping with people. It's how I normally play. All right, there'll be some stuff. It's a void fissure mission. Enemy density is at least sort of okay, right? Did I get that in there, or did someone else have it? I don't have it. Okay, so yeah, his punch is really weighty. It's not just that though. There's some other Warframe abilities like Korra's whip that just have a single animation, right? That are similar to his. I think Gara's like a glass whip thing is kind of in a similar situation. Atlas actually has, if I can get the combo going. I don't think I will be able to in this mission, actually, so maybe I should have thought that out more. But I don't know, it still does a different animation. It has more than one animation, right? As you chain together the hits. Oh, and because it has this slide forward, it feels really good to spam it, because it just works well to spam the ability, right? You can chain between enemies pretty effectively, even when they're a bit spread out. And it's just like everything I could want from a like melee auxiliary ability that isn't a full-on exalted weapon. And I feel like it's kind of spoiled me on other similar abilities, like Gara's one, like Korra's one, that don't really live up to the awesomeness of Landslide. Not just in effectiveness, but in execution and how they animate and how they feel to use, right? And the fact that those other abilities maybe don't have the mobility, right? They're a little more fixed. It's been a while since I used Gara actively in missions, but if I recall correctly, doing her little hold to turn it into a glass whip kind of locks you in place. Is that correct? Maybe I'm wrong about that one. But Korra's whip does let you move. It is a one-handed action, but even so, it's how to put it? It lets you move, but the fact that Landslide moves you with it makes it feel a little bit more smooth. That's a little subjective rather than balance-oriented, but I definitely prefer how Landslide feels in that sense, right? And it's my personal opinion, although it's kind of hard to quantify like artistic elements of game design, but my personal opinion that it's a bit better design than the other abilities have. So I really like that, really enjoy it, big fan. What else is there to really say here? Yeah, Landslide is his best ability. It's really good, combos very well, goes well with the rebel mechanic. And his other abilities, I actually maybe even have some complaints about some of them to a certain degree. I know more regular Atlas players have very similar complaints to what I've not liked about these abilities. But I don't need to get into that here. His Landslide is what makes him so great, and in fact, it's so good, I would say it puts him into the upper tiers of Warframes. I can't remember what I put him on my tier list. Tier B? I think a lot of people are underrating how good I think Tier B is, because, I should probably do another video on that. But anyway, point is, being in Tier B, if your range is S to S, A, B, D, or CD is actually pretty good. Anyway, he's definitely one of my favorites to play now, at least top 5 out of the 35 Warframes in the game, just enjoyment-wise. Because of this ability, because it feels really good to use. And then his rock walls aren't totally useless. His stone glare, I haven't really found any benefit, any reason to use in particular. But and his rumblers are very cool. They don't seem that strong, like utility-wise, but they are somewhat of a distraction, right, to help your squad mates out. Like I probably could do now if I wait until I take enough damage that I can summon those guys. And yeah, they're not totally unhandy. The glare, like I said, the glare I think is a little bit meh, but you could use it actively, of course, to get more rubble stacks. So there is that. Just with Path of Statues, it feels like a much more organic, great way to like get some petrified enemies, right, for your rubble stacks. So yeah, that's pretty much it. His Landslide is my favorite. My favorite abilities is Landslide. I think it really is the make it or break it ability of the frame, and it does definitely make it, as you might say. that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you like this content and you want to see more like it, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That's all for now. Yakri out.